Well, good evening. Welcome to this Saturday night. I'm talking sip. One thing for sure, what I'm doing is having some tea, some lemon tea. Actually, it's good for your voice. I want to take this opportunity to welcome those on Instagram, those on Facebook, those on YouTube, and thank you for joining me tonight on Talking Sip. We look forward to having a very interesting evening. The key topic of tonight is what is wrong with Africa and our self-determination. Where am I going? You'll have to come in to see. James, how are you doing? James, if you're free, I'll send you the link. This is an open afternoon, open evening, open session. Wherever you are, you can join in. I send you the link. And one of the things that we'll do, we always put the link inside there. And the link for persons who want to join in tonight, want to be a part of the discussion, you can come in and you can be a guest. You can share your views. Ain't nobody gonna stop you. You know what I'm saying? On this Saturday night, this Easter night, let me see if I can get this information in. Here we go. And there's the link. Uh-oh. No, there's a link. That's the link. Let me see the link again. That's the link. Yeah, well, we're gonna have some wine tonight, and definitely we'll have some water. Well, you know what, guys? It is Easter weekend. It's an Easter holiday, and everyone is out there. I believe it's the last time I was in Jamaica when there was an Easter. Last time I don't remember many years ago. Um, I think the police had stopped me at the time, and the police said left or right. you know, I was coming out of Corville Gardens, and the police said I was speeding, and I was saying, speeding? How could I be speeding such a short notice spot? Nevertheless, still, my sister said I should not open my mouth. you know, please explain what you mean by the headline. The microphone needs to be close. It's okay to see it. It sounds better closer. Okay, well, thank you for that. It's always good when you get feedback, you know. And my good man Tara Ross, Tara, now that you said what you said, let me see. Can you hear me clearer, Tyra Ross? Can you hear me clearer? 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Everyone can hear me on Instagram. Let me get a signal. Let me see if you can hear me. And let me go much closer. Let me turn up the microphone. That is better. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, the purpose of that topic, and I tell you the rationale of that topic really, before we go any further, because I'm going to set the stage and I'm going to play a couple of clips. Yeah. The purpose of that topic was I noticed that the Rwanda president, yeah, was in Jamaica. The Rwanda president was in Jamaica, and the Rwanda president is now in Barbados. Let me turn this down a bit. Yeah. And what I found very interesting is that at the same time, guess what? Boris Johnson in the UK announced that, and this is what they announced. They announced, let me just turn this thing down. I'm being distracted by the music actually. Yeah, stay close like that. The Prime Minister announced in the UK that one, illegal asylum seekers will be sent to Rwanda. Yes, good, good. Okay, I never made the Rwanda. Okay, okay, here we are, here we are. Don't stay with me, Tower. Tower, if you want to come in, please come in and share your views. The Rwandan president is in Jamaica, fostering ties with Jamaica, fostering ties with the Caribbean, which is great, which is fantastic. The UK government said, hey, illegal asylum seekers, we are going to send them to Rwanda because we have created a deal whereby they can enjoy their period of asylum and while the papers are being processed in Rwanda. Okay, note that. So people have been saying it is a retrograde step. People have been saying that this is unethical. People are saying it is racist because hey, you got the Ukrainian who got full pass, but persons who are brown complexion, boom, they go back to Africa. My question is this: what is wrong with Africa? What is wrong with going to Africa for asylum? Because people may be going to the West for asylum, but at the same time, if they know that somewhere in Africa, in the Middle East, you can have a better way of living, why not? The interesting thing again as well is that the Commonwealth Secretariat, there's a big thing going on now whereby the present Secretary General, which is Barnes Scotland, she's ready to go for a second term to run for the Secretary General. Apparently, the Caribbean bloc said they're going to support her, but Jamaica has now put forth the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Miss Johnson, to run also against Barnes Scotland. But Jamaica, at the same time of recent days, this is what Jamaica said. Jamaica said when Prince William and Kate was there, they said, we are not going to stay with the Queen. We are going to move forward. Time to move forward. But yet at the same time, why is Jamaica getting involved or getting entangled with the relics of the past? That is the Commonwealth. It's either you want to move on or, So what is wrong with our self-determination of ourselves and also what is wrong with Africa, right? So you set the stage there. So I hope that makes a bit sense. And therefore, just want to have some discussion about ourselves, our self-determination, and why I want to hold on to the relics of the past. And to compound that, ladies and gentlemen, former Prime Minister of Jamaica, which is P.J. Patterson, he renounced his Privy Council position and said he believed it is time now for Jamaica to move forward and stop being, what should I say, part of the Commonwealth or colonies or whatever like that. Let us have our full, independence. Because, hey, you know. So that's the thing. That's the thing there. Also, let me see what I'm saying. Also, it's not only illegal asylum seekers. All right. Okay. So therefore, it's not only illegal asylum seekers. Okay. Well, let's get into more conversation on that because I'm just setting the stage for this. Tower, am I being clear? I never made a Rwandan connection. You get it now? Boom, boom, boom. Now, another thing also is that this is Easter period, and I was in Jamaica. We like a lot of bun. We can call it Easter bun, and I found sometimes the Easter bun somehow is not it's not rocking my boat actually. I mean, I bought a HTV bun. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I think the buns are. I don't know. Like you're paying for the boxes. Like you're paying for the boxes or so, and I'm not feeling the buns. Bought one. Not feeling it. Uh, you know, you know, what can I say? I don't know what anybody has to say about the buns, the Easter buns. Not feeling it, I must say. Maybe if I was in Jamaica and get it homemade, maybe a different one. I see in the shops you got HTB, you got National, and you've got whatever other ones. But somehow not feeling the buns. But at the same time, nobody want to feel bun. Yeah, nobody want to feel bun. But I'm going to actually start the show, and I'm going to actually play a couple of videos and just want to set the stage. And firstly, in the whole discussion regarding this move by the British government, Boris Johnson, in order to somehow use Rwanda, because it seemed like it's a deal. It will not seem like a deal. It is a deal which they have made with the Rwandan government. And it's a pity that I don't know if any questions were asked in Jamaica of the Rwandan president. In a press conference when they had there, if anybody asked the Rwandan president, can you explain what sort of deal this was? But yeah, let's hear what Boris Johnson says first. Let's start off with Boris Johnson and hear his perspective on this whole thing. Let's go.
So from today, our new migration and economic development partnership will mean that anyone entering the UK illegally, as well as those who have arrived illegally since January the 1st, may now be relocated to Rwanda. This innovative approach, driven by our shared humanitarian impulse and made possible by Brexit freedoms, will provide safe and legal routes for asylum while disrupting the business model of the gangs. Because it means that economic migrants taking advantage of the asylum system will not get to stay in the UK, while those in genuine need will be properly protected, including with access to legal services on arrival in Rwanda.
So what he's actually saying seemed like they want to break the back of the smugglers as well. Something I didn't say earlier.
And given the opportunity to build a new life in that dynamic country, supported by the funding we are providing.
Okay, so what the Prime Minister said, I'm going to play it again and listen carefully.
So from today, our new migration and economic development partnership will mean that anyone entering the UK illegally, as well as those who have arrived illegally since January the 1st, may now be relocated to Rwanda. This innovative approach, driven by our shared humanitarian impulse and made possible by Brexit freedoms, will provide safe and legal routes for asylum while disrupting the business model of the gangs. Because it means that economic migrants taking advantage of the asylum system will not get to stay in the UK, while those in genuine need will be properly protected, including with access to legal services on arrival in Rwanda. And given the opportunity to build a new life in that dynamic country, supported by the funding we are providing.
So what he said, that so what the Prime Minister said, that dynamic country which is called Rwanda, that dynamic country in Africa, a country which was torn apart by the relics of the genocide, but today that country is a successful country. Now, I know many persons have their views, but as far as I'm concerned, it is deemed to be a successful country. The Prime Minister of Jamaica has just feted the president. The president is now in Barbados, being feted again by Motley and building ties. Is there anything wrong with Africa, ladies and gentlemen? Is there anything wrong with actually setting up shop, setting up home in Africa? Is there anything wrong with seeking asylum in Africa? Is it that the West is best? Is it that you have to get to the West in order to achieve some level of self-fulfillment? Okay, now listen to the minister for Rwanda now, and this is the equivalent to Priti Patel. Listen to him. If I can find him, here we go now.
This program will be dedicated to asylum seekers who are already in the UK. For other people who want to come to Rwanda to seek asylum or who want to be refugees in this country, there are existing channels, and those ones will be used. Some of the criteria we'll be considering as government of Rwanda will be, let's say, criminal records, for example, and we would prefer not to receive people from neighboring countries, immediate neighbors, like DRC, like Burundi, Uganda, or Tanzania, but those are just some. What we are going to provide with them is just a dignified life with shelter, with skills for them to be able to socio-economically integrate our society, or to have those skills for them to be able to integrate in the country of origin when they decide to go back to.
Let me just play that again. I just want to play them double up so you can hear exactly what the minister said.
This program will be dedicated to asylum seekers who are already in the UK.
So what he's saying, it is for asylum seekers who are already in the UK. Asylum seekers who are already in the UK.
For other people who want to come to Rwanda to seek asylum or who want to be refugees in this country, there are existing channels, and those ones will be used. Some of the criteria we'll be considering as government of Rwanda will be, let's say, criminal records, for example, and we would prefer not to receive people from neighboring countries, immediate neighbors, like DRC, like Burundi.
So what he's saying, he doesn't want neighboring countries, refugees or asylum seekers, but those who are far away or so, not the neighboring ones.
Uganda and Tanzania, but those are just some. What we are going to provide with them is just a dignified life with shelter, with skills for them to be able to socio-economically integrate our society, or to have those skills for them to be able to integrate in the country of origin when they decide to go back to.
I can finish off before they decide to go back. Yeah. Oh my, he doesn't want his own people. No, it's not that he doesn't want his own people. There's a big difference there. Rwanda and Burundi, they are different countries or so. What they're doing, they're working out a deal. If you want to listen carefully, it's a deal which they have worked out with the UK government. It is something that they've established, whereby if persons come to the UK, asylum seekers or illegal asylum seekers, what they do, they work out some deal where they pay and they go to Rwanda, right? Now, the whole scope of it is to break the back. What I'm getting as well, it is to break the back of the people smugglers. Because if the UK is deemed to be attractive and people will pay to come to the UK, then by them being shipped or going to Africa, the question is, why don't they want to go to Africa? If Africa is now deemed to be a bright light, a saving light, one which is great and fantastic, whereby they can actually contribute to the development of Rwanda, which is a beacon of hope and a beacon of light at this time. What is wrong with that? Let's see what Taiwo said. What is Rwanda president doing in Jamaica? Did I hear that correctly? And why is he Rwanda taking refugee directly by the UK? No, it is not that they're rejected, Taiwo. Listen carefully. They're not rejected. It's a way of facilitating the process. If I'm not mistaken, is that what I understand? I don't know. It is facilitating the process. So therefore, that's where they're going to be processed. So it's not the UK rejecting them. If the UK was rejecting them, then the UK would not accept a level of responsibility. Why is he doing it in Jamaica? Well, according to what I understand he's doing in Jamaica, he's fostering ties with the Caribbean. You know? Yeah, you can speak. I sent you the link. I sent you the link, Tao. Let me send you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come in on the show, you want to talk, and you want to share your views, I'm happy for you to come in. Tao, let me see if I can. I got your number. I will see if I can send you also the link as well. Uh, and when you do the link, let me see if I can send it to you. But the link is there in the screen there. Tao. Hope you haven't changed your name, boss. Here it is. Uh, I just sent it to you. Okay, so you got it there. Oh my, it doesn't. This is bad. I think I saw something from UN saying it's unacceptable. You know, Africa is one. Africa is one continent. European divided Africa. It is for their own benefit. When are we gonna wake up? Wake up. You know, I think if we're not wake up by now, we won't be waked. We won't be woken. Are we gonna be woke or what? Yeah. Europe divided Africa. I think the big question, and this is the question I'm asking, what is wrong with Africa? Yeah. What is wrong with Africa? Oh, Tyler, that's loud. You got a microphone there. You're powerful, man. Powerful man. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I just had a nice. I should have told you I had a massive concert at my church today, in Word of Life.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna cuss me off to say I didn't tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was even the MC, man.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. How you doing? Long time.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not trying to.
No, you got a beautiful setup. I mean, I wish I was there. I wish I was picture on because your lights and your dynamics there with your blue light back there. I got like a blue fish lamp.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm kind of worried that I can't hear you properly.
You can't hear me properly.
Yeah, no, it's my end though. The sound, I think when I come on Restream, so I've turned my volume up, but it's
Yes.
okay. It's more my end this time. You made your adjustments earlier; those were great.
Okay.
Yeah, but let me just while I'm on just this thing about this program, right?
Yes.
This program for refugees. Rwanda has worked hard to recover from, the effects of the genocide.
Yes.
To build Kigali into
Yes.
a desirable city, right? I've not been, but I know people that have been, and I've been looking forward to going there. And now, okay, let's not call them rejects, but what do we call? I mean, I know it's a process in place, but what I mean, just to clarify. By the way, I don't know what channels this video is going to, or whatever. So if anybody knows me, these are my personal opinions. Okay?
Your disclaimer.
I'm not representing the organization. I'm speaking as a citizen of the UK. Okay. I think I'm entitled to my opinion. We keep quiet a lot on a lot of important things, and sometimes we need to actually say some things, right? So this is just my opinion with my friend, the broadcaster. You're giving Andrew Neil a run for his money now, I must say.
Where's Andrew? I don't know where's Andrew.
But GB News didn't want him, so you need to bring him in now. Here's the golden chance. or maybe he didn't want GB News. I don't know. Well, if Andrew Neil is out there and wants to now take up a new role with I bet you can find a slot for him, right?
Well, most definitely you'll find a slot for him.
So anyway, when I heard this, I started really worrying for what the effect would be on not just Rwanda, because this is not going to the effect of this is not just going to be on Rwanda, whether good or bad. If it works out well, right, let's say let's say, okay, this program means these refugees are going to be skilled, become economic contributors to the Rwandan economy, then obviously that's going to affect the region, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's think positively. If that's what's going to happen, then it's going to be good for everyone in the region and beyond. By the same token, if it creates problems, then obviously that's going to affect not just Rwanda. The reason I use the word UK rejects is we now have, especially after Brexit, um, okay, I'll come to that comment, but we now have, maybe you might have to put that up again, but we now have in the UK skills-based system, okay, for skill-based migration, okay. So what we want in the UK, I know these are not refugees, I know, but we're still looking at the overall net increase in migration, inbound migration. That's what this is about at the end of the day. Just trying to make sure I can say everything. At the end of the day, this is about net migration, right?
Just pause 1 second there. As I say, pause 1 second there.
Okay.
Lester, good evening. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Evening, gentlemen.
I'm so sorry, Taiwo. We made a big error with you. One of the first rule of thumb for coming on the talking sip, you need to be drinking something.
I am drinking something.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Actually, believe it or not, I am. It's something I don't really drink. It's fizzy water, but I am drinking something.
Do you know that I was trying to get a water and it was finished? I couldn't get it. What are you drinking, sir?
I don't normally drink sparkling water, but today sparkling water. How's that?
I'm drinking chocolate liqueur.
Oh, there you go.
Um,
There's a proper drink.
with amaretto.
Yeah.
You gotta play the music for that, you know? Gotta play the music for that. Okay. Well, Lester is one of my calls, regular, which we do the show weekly every Saturday night, looking at different topics. Tower. So Lester, good evening. How are you doing? He's he's a Jamaican that knows everything about Jamaica, but he's far away from Jamaica. But anything I want to know from Jamaica, he tells me. And where are you, bro? Where are you, bro? Lester, where are you again?
Sadly, I'm in the Netherlands. Sadly.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
I didn't hear that.
Okay. That's my
Goedenavond.
Okay. Where in the Netherlands are you?
I'm in the city of Rotterdam.
You are kidding. I used to be many years ago, I worked in Papendrecht, and I'll go to Rotterdam for my shopping at the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I know all the Brandwijks, all the Drecks, the Zwijndrecht, Dordrecht, Papendrecht.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you guys are not swearing so they don't shut the show down. That's all. You weren't swearing.
No, but I mean, this is an English show, so if we're swearing in Dutch, it's okay.
That's all.
Yeah. Well, listen, the topic is what is wrong with African or self-determination. Taiwo was just elaborating. Taiwo, you go ahead, please, and then let's come. Taiwo, you can continue. Are you frozen? Yeah. Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you very clearly. I must say.
Can you give me 1 minute? Because I'm gonna have to go and get my headphones. Because for some reason, when I come on the stream, the volume goes and I can't hear. So I'm gonna go and get my headphones. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
And I'll plug them.
Okay, I'll talk to Lester in the meantime. I'll put you on mute and talk to Lester. Okay. Cheers. Yes, Lester.
Yeah.
How was the show today? I mean, you're gonna give us a feedback. You're gonna give the show review, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I went and watched Lost City.
Lost City.
Yeah. Sandra Bullock, Brad Pitt, and Tatum, Chain, I can't remember his name.
Tatum Tatum or whatever his name is.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very, very good. Very funny. You know,
Yeah.
but it's a good show. I recommend it.
Yeah, I'm just welcome Scotty. Scotty, peace to the panel. Respect, Scotty, and I'm glad that you got Norman Grant details there as well. But the topic is I set the stage regarding the whole aspect of the government of the UK processing asylum seekers in Rwanda, and then it was very interesting that at the same time, the president of Rwanda is in Jamaica, and there's so many things happening at the same time, and people are saying it is a retrograde step. Why are you sending them to Africa while the Ukrainians are coming? And I'm saying to myself, what's wrong with Africa? Everybody's saying Africa is a place to be. I think this would be an opportunity to say, tell them to just leave the UK and just enjoy Africa. And then at the same time, PJ Patterson said, I don't want the Privy Council anymore. And then the Holders government said, hey, we want to get rid of the Queen. And yet at the same time, they are sending Kamina Johnson to be the Commonwealth Secretary. What's going on? Aren't we ready to self-determine ourselves and rule ourselves? Or we want to keep having the relics of the past, the colonial past in our bones?
You know, the funny thing about it, and just to answer your question in a whole, what Dubai is now is what Libya was in the 80s.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that again. What Dubai is now is what Libya was in the 80s.
Yes.
Right? So I've done this several times where I posted photos of Accra, Ghana. I've posted photos of Kenya, right? I've posted photos of Addis Ababa. I've posted photos of South Africa, Cape Town, and I've asked the question, what city is this? And persons always name some Western country.
All right, stick up in right there. Stick up in right there. People always name Western countries. Taro, can I hear? Are you clear? Is it clear better? Okay, no sound from you, Taro. No sound coming from you. Not getting any sound. I tell you what. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to take you out, and you come back in. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remove you and come back in. Much better. Yeah. Oh, he's coming.
Yeah.
1 second. Taiwo? Okay. All right. Keep talking, Lester. And then Taiwo, put your hands up when you're ready.
Yeah. So Africa has been ready a long time as developing and developed countries, and where they can host anybody, not just refugees, but anybody. You know, Africa has it all when it comes down to, if you want to live and develop and have new businesses and stuff like that. Africa is the place to be more than any other place in the world right now. You know, anywhere you see the Chinese and Japanese are fight over, I just say any for them. Anywhere you see the Chinese are fight over, I just say any for them. So and it is just the media concept of Africa, the Western media concept of Africa, why people are saying it's a retrograde step, right? People don't understand the leaps and bounds Rwanda and Rwanda's economy has gone through over the last 30 years.
Yes.
You know, it's a remarkable story. It's a and to come from genocide to economic growth and stuff like that. So it's a beautiful story. And even the Congo, Sierra Leone, and all these places, a lot of these countries are having very positive economic growth.
Yes.
And we are to really take a look and take a step back and say, hey, why not try to invest in Africa?
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
because the Russians are doing it heavily,
Yeah.
and a lot other Westerners are doing it.
All right. Let's take a pin here.
Yes.
Tyrone.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, um, I definitely agree with those things that Lester said. I'm getting feedback now in the
Yeah.
high. Uh,
I want to say to you,
okay.
I can hear you very clearly, even though I saw that, you're much
Okay,
better
good.
than,
Okay, good.
yeah.
So um so basically the issue or the point made about the media view is definitely um but what I was really trying to say, go back to the original, topic and how this came decision by the UK
Or Johnson,
government
yeah.
coming to this Rwanda pertaining to refugees. Overall, it has to do with net migration, right, and the control or regulating of net migration. We have a program for, the UK has a program for skilled migration. We basically want people who can contribute positively, and that's not a bad thing.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, when I heard this on the news, it said about 6,000 people have crossed the channel a year. We're in April, 6,000. That's a lot. Obviously, that's not sustainable. So the government has to do something, So on one hand, I'm not blaming the government for, taking action because definitely, I mean, we as the common people are the ones going to pick up the tab inevitably through increased taxes and so on. If this kind of migration that needs to be controlled is just left to run without being checked. So it's definitely good that something's being done there. The point I'm making though is what these measures are. That's really what I'm getting to. I mean, my thoughts, and I'm just even, this is just without even analyzing anything. My first thought was, well, why Rwanda? Why not Bolivia? Now? Why Rwanda? That was what I thought, literally. Why Rwanda? Why not Bolivia on the South American continent? Or why not Borneo in Southeast Asia? Why Rwanda? You see, that was my first thought. Now, obviously, kind of just sort of, you know, a non analytical response, but I just thought,
Yeah.
okay, is it because Rwanda was an easy target or desperate or whatever, And and my as I said earlier, my fear was that with the changes that we've seen and improvements that we've seen in that region, sending refugees or certain classes of asylum seekers to Rwanda, I don't see how that is going to positively impact Rwanda or help them become a more powerful force to reckon with when the skills that we are retaining, or the migration that we're going to tolerate are those which pass the point system by having certain skills, qualifications, whereby these people can
Yeah.
contribute to the economy, especially in tech sectors in science and technology. So it's basically a way of saying, whichever way we look at it, it's a kind of a way of saying, well, yes, African country, you get the second rate, second class skills. Okay, this is what you have, and we are going to keep the creme de la creme of the crop, via our points based system. That's the way I'm looking at all of this, you know. So for me personally, that's why I mean, but this discussion goes beyond this. Okay, I mean, Rwanda, when you look at the nature of the negotiations that most African countries have, when they come to the negotiating table, they usually negotiate from a point of lack and desperation,
Position
which
of
is
weakness.
not good.
Position
It's
of
never
weakness.
good. you know,
They come,
and
they come
so
from a
they
they
end
come from a position of weakness. Is that what you're saying?
from a position of weakness, yes, and so they never get a deal that is good for them in the long run. They end up signing a deal which usually a similar sized Western nation would never sign. You know, just so and that's why it seems that on that continent countries rarely progress. You know,
But
so
can I come in there? Can I come in there because you mentioned something
yeah, please
powerful.
do.
You mentioned something that if they can help to, will they be able to help build that country, Rwanda? Because you have to remember this, the UK, for argument's sake, has been built on the back of immigrants. Can we agree on that? Yes. After the war and still today, a lot of the jobs are which keeps the economy going are the train drivers, the nurses, those areas where the Brits may not want to do. So, what if that same skill set is transferred to Rwanda, to some African nations which are developing? Lester made a brilliant point that was it Burundi? Which country in Dubai? What did he say, Lester?
Dubai.
Dubai was like Rwanda or something like that.
No, Libya. Libya.
Libya, for argument's sake, and now it is developed to a certain level. Isn't it that we should start to think to say, hang on a second, we're running away from economic despair, um, fighting, running away, saving our lives, and we're running to the UK, we're running to France. What if there are regions in that same era in Africa, the great continent, the continent that we keep saying at one point many years ago when South Africa, with Mandela, everybody said Africa, South Africa is a place to be, Nigeria is a place to be, Ghana is a place to be. Why are we singing the anthem of the West, even though we're in the West? I'm in the West, you know what I mean. So I'm not berating the West, and I never berate the West because I mean, yeah, at the time,
It's the
for yeah.
If I may come back on that
it's the
point, if
greatest.
I may come back on that. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
you want
no,
to say something? Let's say.
oh,
Go
let's
ahead.
to go first, and then you come back. Let's
No,
go
no, go,
first.
go, 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 Tyrone.
Okay.
Go Taro.
So again, these are just my personal views. If anyone knows me, this is not, you know. But you make a valid point there, okay, Sid, about it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing because the state of development of Rwanda isn't necessarily where the UK is today. So what you're saying is maybe the country cannot really absorb. I mean, if we did send, you know, people with keys in, would do they even have the ability to absorb? Maybe not. Need people that can do manual labor and build bricks and work in factories. Maybe that's what they need. But fair point. But I still want to look at this broader perspective. So I'm not sure I got the point when Libya was mentioned, but the to answer your question, well, why not Nigeria? Why not other African countries? Well, you got to remember who are these refugees coming across the Mediterranean, okay, and then trying to claim asylum under that scheme. They come from a variety of countries, okay. Some of them do come from other African countries that are not too bad, but that promise of a better life is so strong, and it may be also that their personal, particular circumstance within those countries, those African countries that they come from, is what is not good. We have to think in in at least two dimensions here. On average, on aggregate, what's the average wage and on the average cost what's happening with particular individuals. So usually the um, the, the
Tyro, I'm gonna stop you there. I'm getting a feed. I'm getting a. Is it freezing on your side? Let's stop with Tyro.
yes,
Yes,
it costs
very, very
quite a
bad.
bit of money.
Jody, how are you, Jody?
I'm good. Good evening, everyone. Tyrone is freezing and we're hearing every other syllable, not even words.
Oh,
Tyro?
okay. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can change my location
Yeah.
or come in
Let
from
me,
computer. How's that?
yeah,
Let me
yeah.
let me
Let
come
me,
off and I'll come back on the computer to the
please, please,
mobile. All
please.
right?
And I
Okay.
just say hi to
I'll
Jody.
come back in.
Yeah. Hey, Jody, how you doing today?
I am not bad. How are you guys doing? Happy
We're cool in
Easter.
the Malibu. We're cool in the Malibu. What are you drinking, Jody?
I'm stuck. I had to get more.
Oh, what's that?
It's Sangsters with coffee in it.
Wow. Sangsters with coffee.
Yeah.
Is that an Easter special or what?
No, I've been having it for a while now. I think this is my second bottle.
Wow. So you're that one and Vita is the other one. There's no Vita coming with the crown back there.
It's just because it has the coffee taste, like I'm stuck on this Charles chocolate with coffee too. Like It's just like, I'm a coffee addict, so when it comes to anything with coffee, I'm just, oh no, I need a bottle of that.
Well, let me blow it up. Listen, what is that? 43. What is that? 43. Chocolate. Okay.
Oh, that has chocolate. Does that have coffee in there too? Or just chocolate?
Just chocolate, but it's really good. It's really smooth.
And Jody, show me what it is you have in Jody. What is it?
Oh, let's go.
Okay. And
Can
Scotty, yeah, and Scotty says he's drinking CBD sativa rum. Scotty, we can't believe anything you're saying until we see evidence.
No, Scotty, you have to come on for us to see that one.
Scotty, you can say anything you want, boss. Anything you want.
Scotty can say anything at this point in time because I am still waiting to meet Scotty. And I think that I don't like this mystery anymore of Scotty.
Hold on. Let me show you what Scotty said earlier.
I don't like this mystery of Scotty at all.
Listen, what did Scotty say? Listen what Scotty said. This is what Scotty said. Read that.
Scotty, if you make me believe that you're very sexist, we're going to not be friends on the show at all.
But I think Scotty may have some information that Silver and I don't have.
Apparently.
Exactly.
I don't have that information either.
He said it's not possible right now, but he has been saying that for the past 10 weeks or so. By the way, Easter bun. I'm getting some Easter bun in the UK. I'm not feeling it, man. What's the best Easter bun, Lester?
Sorry, I brought you guys in. I never remember. I made sure I bought one just for the show.
What is that one?
HTB.
I don't know. The one in the box. I don't know. The one in the box. I don't know. I'm not feeling it, man.
HTB in the box. Yummy in the box, or there is what's the other one? So I made sure I bought this just for the show. I don't even love bun and cheese like that. Just so I can give to you guys. I don't know how you're going to get it. I'm going to slice it up with cheese and send it through. I don't know how you can get it. Okay, people. Apparently, I'm the only one on the show right now because everybody's going to go for their Jamaican Easter bun to bring back to show us, okay, that they got their Easter in the Netherlands and in the UK. So let's wait, people, while I sip on my rum cream and coffee. Are you back with your bun and cheese? Which one you have? Yeah, man, everybody going for them bun and cheese.
This is the back part of Miss Birdie.
Miss Birdie. Oh, Miss Birdie's really soft and nice. I like Miss Birdie.
Really
see, him have HTV in the box. Him have it in the box. I just don't have mine in the box.
I don't. I'm still not feeling
So
it.
where's the cheese?
You have cheese, man. If you have just bun only, not good enough. Bun alone, not good enough.
No, we're not talking about UK cheese. Now we're talking about Jamaican cheese. No man, Lester won't sleep.
Silver, Silver. When they say these things, you know my thing already.
Well, let me Richard Davis. How are you, sir? How are you? How are you? How are you?
I'm
Hi,
good. I'm
Richard.
good. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Richard.
And Taiwo, you're back. You're looking great, man.
Thank you. Can you
Oh,
hear me?
Sounding much better
this is
too.
Okay.
this
Okay,
is
thank
Yeah.
you. Nice to
this
meet
is
you,
this
Jody
is
Marine. Nice to meet you, Richard and Lester. So,
Yeah.
do I need to repeat all that I was saying?
no. Let me create the room again. Let me sort of reset the room again, guys. Ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, welcome to the Talk and Sip. And the topic tonight, as you can see, is what is wrong with Africa and our self-determination. I've got Jody, Lester, Richard, and Taiwo. Who I'm hearing a feedback. Somebody have a feedback? I don't know. I'm hearing a feedback. Anyway, that's no problem. But yeah, listen, Richard, I believe you have a limited time. Am I correct, Richard?
That's correct, yeah.
Richard have a limited time, and Richard Richard was going to come in later. Taiwo, you're here all night in the morning, so that's all right. And Jody, she's in Jamaica. They're not going to bed for now. Lester never sleep, and I can't go until everybody. So Richard, what's your thoughts on the topic, but more on the government and the Rwanda thing?
I think it's a very difficult one, really, isn't it? I think we have to respect
Oh,
individual.
Richard, for red alert, somebody just remind me, what are you drinking, sir? You have to be drinking, sir. Guys, on the show.
No, I think I'm drinking Supermall. Take it from the fridge. Sorry.
You gotta finish that. You gotta finish.
I think you might see my Supermall. I think this is my. I finished the full and cheese, so I'm sticking to the Supermall this time of evening.
Okay, fair enough.
Festive season, yeah.
Mm.
Yes, yeah, going back to the point about the Rwanda, I think I always find it very, very careful about making judgment or decision about certain individual government make. We have the same situation years ago when they were trying to build a prison in Jamaica. You understand me? We don't know what decision are being taken behind the scene. I think for us to make a very balanced view, we need to know both sides. And I'm always, for a person who deal with dispute on a regular basis, I normally never quick to make a judgment without seeing both sides. At the end, they maybe disagree, but I want to see both sides before I'm able to make an informed decision.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Taiwo,
But
sorry, go on.
yeah. The situation with the prison in Jamaica is a tad bit different. I think it was really disingenuous on the United Kingdom's part because Jamaica would have to put 65 to 70% of the cost for that prison in terms of construction and 100% of the cost of the operation of that prison. A lot of people didn't hear the full details, and that's why the Prime Minister at the time, I think Andrew Holness, rejected it because it would be a heavy burden onto the backs of the Jamaican taxpayers. But I like the analogy still. One of the issues is what the West have with Africa is that they are not romantic. The media in the West have not romanticized Africa, right? They always try to demonize Africa because remember, people leave to go to Western countries based on the advertisement that we see. So when we watch movies, when we watch certain things, we always see life in the West as better, as easier, as nicer because of the advertising the West has gotten. And the West has purposefully demonized Africa because if I'm talking about this black people right now, people of color right now, were to go to Africa with our skills and our money in droves, right? We would have a crash of the stock market, it will be so detrimental. I'm just talking just black people only because we, in any country that we are, for the most part, are the largest spending blocks in that country, right? So they don't want us to be taking up any interest in going to the to Africa to vacation or to migrate or anything like that. What we don't know is that Russia, China, America, Canada, these countries are setting up major corporations, are setting up major routes now, and they're going back to Africa now to set up roots now, based on the technology boom that we have right now, right? The West needs Africa more now than anything else. We are the one that is lacking the information. We're lacking the information. There are several countries right now in Africa where Russia, China, America, the UK have like those blocks and miles of those communities that they have built with their money that have the citizens in it. You have Russian communities, right? And when you look at it, you would not believe that this is Africa. So there's a lot of things happening on the continent that we, the black people outside of Africa, are not aware of.
Let me just bring in Jody. Jody, just and then I go back to Richard and Taiwo is here. Jody, what's your take on the essence of the topic? What is wrong with Africa and our self-determination? Even though the bit with Rwanda, I just used that as a sort of springboard in a sense because I wanted a wider discussion. You know, what's your take on what is wrong with Africa? You know?
All right, so I've been listening to everyone, including to your introduction. I did text you earlier because I felt like I missed out on something. So you know, I like to do my research, and I tend to eat up information quite fast. So what I've learned is that this agreement between Rwanda and the UK is something that should accomplish two things, right? According to the UK, they have a lot of refugees that are in process. And what they're trying to do is create a channel where there is not a lot of people stuck in between, right? So they're trying to solve that problem. And Rwanda is one of the options, actually. And there is going to be benefit to Rwanda. And there has been a value, a money value placed on it per refugee that will benefit Rwanda. So it's not like they're just throwing them in Rwanda and Rwanda is to figure out what to do with them. There is a maintenance value on each refugee. There's also a cost factor to the UK if all these refugees come to the UK, right? And so with that information, I said, you know, these are two countries trying to solve two issues. Rwanda is trying to grow their economy, and the UK is really trying to fix the problem of having refugees stuck in the middle. They're either here or there. They're in the middle waiting to see if the UK will take them. Now, for me, I am in the business of problem solving. Is what I do on a daily basis. And if I see two problems, I don't care what the emotions are and what the feelings are, as long as we get the problem solved and all the persons involved are equally dealt with fairly, right? So it doesn't matter what I feel or what the people in Ukraine, Rwanda feels, or the people around the world feels, or people in UK feels. There are two problems. There are people stuck in between that UK doesn't know what to do with. Well, not that they don't know what to do with. I'm sure it's affecting the taxpayers in the UK. But they're trying to find these barrage of people who are coming into the UK to find somewhere to put them, to find a way of managing them. And right now they think they need to control the numbers. That's all they're controlling, the numbers, right? They will say, okay, if UK could manage to maintain these people, we would keep them, right? But there are criteria, like in any other country, criteria as to how we accept residents and citizens into our country, just like Jamaica, just like the US, just like any other country. There are criteria. So what they want to know, if these people fit the criteria, they can't take everybody. And if it was Jamaica or the US or another country it was happening to, I'm sure they would find a solution. It's just that at this point in time, Rwanda think they're at a point of economic growth. This can help them with either in terms of labor force and in terms of gaining monetary value for these people from the UK. So it's, for me, it's a win-win situation in terms of problem solving.
Okay. Listen, hold a second. Let me just reset the room for a second. Great point, Jody. Let me bring in Vita here. Entrance. We're gonna make an entrance for Vita, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome all the way from United States of America, Vita.
Hello. Good evening.
Hey, girl.
Good evening. How are you? Beautiful lady and some handsome men. How are you? What am I drinking today? I'm drinking
My girl.
I'm coming in with the crown.
She's coming with a crown, you know what I mean? You know, I think we're all talking about getting rid of
Vita, you came in and Lester left. What did you do, Vita?
I know. Lester,
You're that powerful? Man,
Yes.
girl.
Yes.
You got some serious drinks on this show, man. I'm drinking sparkling water.
I'm drinking tea.
So Lester done awesome. Cheers. Jody, continue.
Yes.
Jody, continue with your
You know,
beautiful tea.
I'm doing my sangsters with coffee.
I'm coming to visit you very soon.
I know, right? I should take you a bottle when I'm coming, Vita.
Oh, definitely.
Thanks, Vita, for that. Let me before Vita come in, Richard. Jordan made a brilliant point there, right? You see, that's why this show is very diverse, because I break it down. Tyra, where are you again?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Where are you? Where in the UK are you?
I'm in South Yorkshire in the UK.
Oh, you're I thought you were in South London. You're in South Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
Vita, you're in Maryland.
Yeah.
I'm in Maryland, yes.
Richard, you're in Manchester, UK.
Yeah.
Jody, she's in Duncan's, Trelawney.
No, I'm in Falmouth, Trelawney today.
Oh, yeah. Falmouth, Trelawney, yes. And I'm in Ocherius. You know,
in your dreams.
Cheers.
Yes. The key thing what Jody mentioned is that it's a win-win situation. What Jody did not mention is that what the Prime Minister is saying as well is that the people smugglers have been actually having a big
that too.
So what they're trying to do is break the back of the people smugglers. So therefore, it is not an attractive venture to go to the UK, because you're going to go right back into and this is what I say, right back into Rwanda. It gives the impression as if to say it's a desolate space. It's a retrograde step, when actually it could be better. Richard, what's your take on that, sir?
Yeah, I think you touched on a very good point. Yeah, about the smugglers. That, Jody, yes, I think you put a very clear narrative, but that was definitely missing, because we have seen over the years what's happened in the Mediterranean, where a lot of people lost their life of trying to come to the so-called West for economic migrants, and they have to be a solution to it. I know no matter which route you take, they're going to be very political, from various non-government organizations, civil rights organizations say, well, you should have done this, done that. But as Julie rightly said, you have to solve a problem. It's not going to be a nice way from everyone, but at the end of the day, you can't leave everyone in limbo. It's up to be resolved. And I think we have to put the argument of the smugglers into context as to how the British government and Africa, where majority of those people trying to come to Britain or Europe are using, those people are using them as a way of actually make a headway. And the British government said, no, we can't deal with that. We have to find a route. Rwanda came on the scene, and they, as I said earlier in my introduction, I'm not clear as to what are the clear objectives for both government. There must be something, as Jody and Lester rightly said, there must be something in it for Rwanda. But it would be good to know clearly, what are the benefits of they decide to take that on. Yes, apart from the financial benefit. They may say straight away, yeah, we are trying to help our African brothers and sisters who actually get caught in limbo. And this might be one of the many solutions available. There may be other country may come on board and say, wait a minute, we can help as well. So yes, I would want to give it, I would to give them the opportunity to see how it works instead of completely squash it from now on.
Yeah. Vita, thanks for that, Richard. Vita, what's your take on it? Just to set the stage.
Well, I came in when Jody was speaking, and I must say I do agree with Jody in the sense that I see a positiveness to it. And what I don't understand is that why it's so negative, like Africa is a bad place. Like the concept, like they're going to Africa. You know, I grew up thinking Marcus Garvey saying that we all going back to the motherland and it's a positive thing. And that's how I grew up listening to it's positive. There's a lot of Americans right now moving to Africa. So the fact that the part that they let it sound like it's a negative thing to go to Africa, that part a lot of people need to understand that Africa, you have some beautiful places, rich places in Africa. And we always see the negative side, or we need to look at the positive side. I want to put out there. The second part of it is that I think it's a win for Africa in the sense that the government, the UK is going to fund whatever financial situation that they have to process these immigrants. So why don't people see the positive side of that and thinking that UK is dumping in Africa? I don't see it that way, and I could be wrong. I don't know all the criteria and what's in the policy, what was agreed to, or what the winning it. But I don't know that those criteria right now. We don't know the criteria. Obviously, maybe we might get them soon. But I see it as a positive in the sense that the country's been built up, and that's some way that we should look at it.
Taiwo, thanks for that, Vita. Very eloquently put.
Can I just
Taiwo,
before I move on, Silburn? Yeah, I think we need to have a consensus here. I think strongly, go back to the point, let's start and then Jody, continue on. We need to look at problem solving. We always say when something happens, oh, the West take the lead and they are driving the agenda, trying to solve our problem. Who knows, Rwanda? As Vita right said, we don't know the clear criteria in how they put themselves forward, working with the British to solve this African the problem that we have at the moment. It would be interesting to see what are the clear objectives and why we are in this point we are at now. And I think if it's a positive solution, we must support it going forward.
Thanks for that, Richard. I'm going to go to Taiwo because of all of us, we're all African ancestry, but Taiwo is more directly, from the lineage there. Taiwo, what's your take? What's your take on this again? You've heard different views. What's your take now? Have you ever wavered in your mind?
Yeah. No, it's been good hearing the contributions, all of the contributions from Lester, who was on earlier, from Vita, who's just joined us, from Richard, and definitely from Jody Marie, certainly not least in terms of the amount of detail that you provided on that, Jody, and I really like that. And you summarize your point, Jody, by saying that you think it's a win-win situation, which I would say at the moment is what it appears to be. But many times when leaders make decisions like these, there's usually some angle, some aspect of the picture that we don't see that maybe is even minuscule at that time, but then over time gets compounded. We need to sort of extrapolate from where we are. This really needs a thorough analysis by the parties on both sides, beyond the decisions that have been made at the moment, to say, okay, what are the potential risks? I don't know if any risk analysis or anything like that has been done. And I'm not saying we should go scaremongering and fearmongering, so these are the reasons you shouldn't. But there need to be mitigation. There need to be enough mitigations in place to make sure that as these good things, benefits start to happen, any risks that start to surface, and I'll explain what I mean, by that. But any risks are mitigated. So if it's something whereby, for example, we have, okay, let's even say,
Taiwo,
This,
we
oh,
just lost you,
sorry,
Taiwo.
I accident. You can
You're
hear me?
back. You're
Sorry, I
back.
I
Yeah.
accidentally touched something. I went on mute. Apologies for that. So, let's say, for example, this is about building the Rwandan economy, right? Like we've said, and this is going to be funded by, the payments going to happen in exchange and all of that. Now, um, that in itself could create a sort of cycle whereby uh, people sort of now want to get into this system. Do you see what I'm saying? Because at the end, what they're getting is support that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So what I mean? So now the problem is we have people crossing the Mediterranean seeking asylum, and then they get sent to Rwanda. Okay, but is that the stopping point of the cycle? Because those people want. Let's fast forward 2 3 years. Let's say the first batch of refugees that go through this, after 5 years, their lives are transformed and they're doing so much better than they could have imagined,
Yeah.
that anyone could have imagined. And now it becomes something that is even oversubscribed, but you cannot get into directly. Remember the clip you played at the beginning, Sid,
Yeah.
where the minister from Rwanda said we have different processes for our neighbors and other African countries. So this could become something whereby this UK process becomes the prime uh, immigration routes to Rwanda. Okay, I'm
Mhm.
looking at the positive side of what
Yeah,
could
yeah.
happen. It could become something that there's now so much demand for it. Maybe 5 10 years down, they've processed all the backlog. Okay, the refugees are happy. It's now become even a new golden ticket. And as a extra Rwandan refugee, maybe your status is now up there. You're in the premier category. Do you see what I'm saying? So that even could end up having creating a feedback loop whereby what they were trying to stop is now not even being stopped, but is now even being driven more because that class of refugee now becomes a person of a certain status that there's even more demand for that. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
putting trying to put a positive spin on
Yes.
the outcome, but also show how down the line that could also have an impact that even maybe the UK government didn't even think about.
Yeah.
So we're trying to stop and stem
Yeah.
the flow of migration via these sort of people smugglers and all of that. But are we sure that that's actually going to put an end to it?
Yeah, Tower, that's a good point. And I'm on Twitter as well, and Miss Twitter sent me typed a message on Twitter saying, "Do your homework. Refugees have a right to choose where they want to go. The UK government trafficking human is not a solution. The UK government trafficking humans is not a solution to any so-called refugee crisis. There's nothing wrong with Africa." In reply to your question, look at what this is saying here. Refugees have a right to choose where they want to go. I agree. I agree that anyone have a right to choose where they want to go. But I think this is where I'm coming from. Are they educated or knowledgeable of the fact that there are alternatives in Africa at the same time? That's a big question. They have a right to choose where to go. But just because they have a right to choose where they want to go, that doesn't mean to say they'll be accepted.
Yeah.
And the UK got track, and what they're using now is that the UK government is now in the business of trafficking humans. It's not a solution to refugee crisis. I throw that one
I
out.
don't think that is a fair statement. And I'm thinking that every country who has an issue, and I guess people will now call me communist. I think every country has a right to control their population or find ways in which they can control their population in order to keep their economy afloat. That's my personal view. It's not the rest of the view of everybody else on this panel or the Silburn Show, but I believe every country has that right. Just like China has put strict measures in. There are other countries that have put very strict measures in. I remember Jamaica led a very mild campaign some years ago. Mild, you notice I'm saying mild campaign, which was not deemed to be that, but really to spread education about how we procreate. That's kind of under the Ministry of Health. But two is better than one. Who remember that campaign? Two is better than too many. Who remember that campaign? Anyway, every country has a right. Every country has a right, right? And if the UK believes that their government cannot afford upfront to come up with $1 million point something, I think was the were the figures that I heard today, per refugee per year, and they can find a better economical way to do this and still offer people the freedom to living in a country that they can grow and they can be employed, then I think they should offer people that option. I don't think they're going to be forcing anybody like slaves on a ship. I think they're going to be told what their options are, and there's going to be a choice. But it's almost going to be like a forced choice, but there is going to be a choice. And I honestly need people to stop talking about this country doing human trafficking, because Rwanda, let's get this, because I seriously had to do my research on Rwanda, because I only remember the bad things about Rwanda. I'm sorry, people, I only remember the bad things. So I had to research to see where it is now. And Lester made a valid point earlier when he said he made a comparison with Dubai and Libya, right? Rwanda is growing economically faster than many other countries in the world, right? And we have to look at that possibility of economic growth and stop seeing Africa as what we were taught through the media, what we see on them old documentaries and all these things. Africa is one of the richest countries in the world now, and it is growing. And honestly, our prejudice is so much that sometimes when I hear it, it kind of makes my skin boil. And I want to scream at people and saying these Africa has grown to the point where these countries have people who have some of the most degrees. Like one person can have 2-3 degrees. Which other country does that? You getting what I'm saying? Which other country it is normal to have 2 degrees, 3 degrees? Which other country is that normal? You know, and these countries are growing where education and just the entire picture, Africa's entire picture has changed in my eyes in the last 10, 20 years. I mean, I'm just here for it. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I am giving away my age here. You know, over the last 20 years, I've seen Africa grow, and I've seen the beauty of a country that can surpass any other country's economy and people and education. And you know what I like too is that people reach back and help each other. But the problem I'm having is just the world view that Africa is very povertized. There is no food, there's no running water, there is this. It's a small segment, and I was just gonna curse. Every goddamn country in this world has a rich side and a poor side. Every country in this world.
Correct.
I should. My skin is boiling because of the economic prejudice. It's not just color prejudice, it's an economic prejudice.
Taiwo, can I show you something? What is happening here? Jody's drinking something. Vita's drinking. After a while, they're uncontrollable, just to let you know. So we have to get out the serious stuff.
So, Jody, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And I'm going to look at, you mentioned picture.
It's economic prejudice. That's what it is.
And that's why I wear my African color to represent the African part of me, because here in America, There is a max exodus of people moving to Africa. And
Where
if you look
are
at
you,
history,
Vita? Where exactly
pardon?
in where in America are you?
I'm in Maryland, in
Oh, in Baltimore.
I'm in Howard County. That Baltimore is the next
Baltimore.
town
Okay.
over. Yeah, in that
Okay.
area.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
close to
Okay.
Washington D.C. area.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what I wanted to say, there's a max exodus of people, African American, that was forced to come here and work and build America. If you look back at history, it's the immigrants that build the UK. If we look at one just build the UK, it's the immigrants that build America. We were forced as slaves to come here and build America, and look at what it make America now. So why is it that these immigrants gonna build Uganda? Why Rwanda? Let's look at what we as Africans, because we're all Africans right here. Look at what we can do. Spin it into the positive narrative. And let's say, you know what? Let's make it work for you. There is a saying, and it's not just Jamaica. It says, if they serve you lemon, make
Make
lemonade.
lemonade.
So the thing about it is that what we need to do, look at this screen. We all have different shades. We all are beautiful with our skin. This is the positiveness that we bring that we bring to the
Give me
table.
shades.
My question is, when they are processed there, right? Are they gonna be sent to UK, or are they gonna stay there to build the country?
I think those are some of the details we're not too sure of, isn't it?
Right. So we don't have the details yet. So the thing that we should do is embrace the positiveness and just make sure it works for us. I personally want to visit Africa to see, is it possible or better for me to live there? I know Jamaicans that wanted to move to some part in Africa, wherever the case is. You know, so it's a positive situation when you look at it. So the negative part, as far as trafficking and putting negative to it, we have to be careful that we don't listen to what the white media is selling us.
You're right about that. You're
White
right.
media is selling us the negative part about it, that the white man is dumping people in Africa. Are there black people dumping in Africa? They came there, the white people came there and took us from Africa, right? Now that the white man is sending us back to Africa, what is the uproar?
Tyrone.
Yeah, you see,
I need to drink.
yes, have a drink, have a sip. Excellent point, and excellent point from Jody again. But I want to bring another perspective. I mean, Sid, you called out my Africanness earlier, so maybe I should tap into that now. I mean, I am, I don't know, I'm probably 60% British because I mean I've lived more of my life here in the UK now than I lived in Africa. So, but and I was born here, but I do have cousins, nieces, nephews, and so on and so forth. People who have lived all their life there, and who they'll speak of what the experience is for them. I mean, this is in West Africa, in Nigeria, so it's not as bad as in some parts. But even there, friends or friends of friends, people who are still seeking to leave. There was a comment here earlier from somebody. By the way, I don't know why I can't chat in the general chat. So thanks for all the comments in there. But there was a comment there saying why are Africans running away. I said earlier, maybe before you came on, Vita, that we need to not forget, right, that nobody is, well, okay, maybe the Western media is kind of, demonizing Africa and the narrative is bad. But I think most Africans know that there is a different narrative about the continent being good. Even not every African wants to leave. You see, but but amongst those that want to leave, there are usually certain peculiar circumstances. Okay, so this is what I was saying earlier, that you tend to find that, I mean, you may be in an area which on average is not doing too bad. You may be in an African country which is doing relatively okay compared to others. There are about 50 something countries on the continent. But life is more desperate in some countries than others. Okay, there are some countries where life is not too bad, but people have bought into a fake narrative that, go to the UK, go to America or Canada, and you'll just be plucking money from the trees, right?
Yes.
And therefore they think that, oh, if I can only get to England, I will reach my Canaan on earth, the promised land. There are still people that have that mentality
Mhm.
who oftentimes it's just because they haven't educated themselves, okay? But there are those that are genuinely desperate or tired, or,
Mhm.
you don't have the state support systems that you would have in most Western nations. So you tend to find that a lot of these refugees are people, with peculiar, desperate situations, and for them, okay, if so they want to take a chance because they have nothing to lose, take a chance crossing the Mediterranean, coming to the UK. I think if one of the things that this scheme does that I think is good is that at least it puts in place something that they will now have to think about before taking that journey. Because no longer is it going to be if I can only reach the shores of the UK,
Or
you know,
France, or
or
France,
France,
and
or
yeah.
Italy now, or Greece. Now it would be that, well, if I reach the shores of the UK, I'm actually going to get sent to Rwanda. So this may actually even push the problem back onto the mainland continent, because they may not get, if it turns out that they really have had enough of the continent and they don't want to run the risk of being sent to Rwanda, then they may end up targeting France or Italy or Belgium. So we may have shifted the problem. Do you understand my thinking? We may have shifted the problem, and it could be that a year or two from now, France and Greece and Italy will have to have similar programs, similar agreements with Rwanda or some other country, because that's the way, when you're talking these kind of policies and their net effects, and I'm just forecasting into the future. This is the sort of thing that
Is it
tends to happen. We have
is it
to
re-
wait and see
yeah.
what will
Is it
happen.
is it repatriation through the back door?
Well,
Repatriation has
Is it repatriation? Richard, is this repatriation through the back door?
Super, what are you drinking?
Yes, I think it's a
who
very
asking
interesting.
that question.
Can I just come in at this stage?
Oh, you're eating bun. Yeah, I get bun. I
Right,
want you
guys.
bun, Silbert.
Hey, guys. I think there's another perspective that we haven't touched on fully. We just mentioned it a while ago. It's relation to why those refugees, or whatever you want to call them, are trying to come to Europe. Are they really coming to Europe? France? All the time I see when they come into France, they make camp in France with intention to come to England or the UK. So the question is, need to be careful what agreement the both authorities in Rwanda and the UK government, not the European government, because majority of those refugees are trying to come over. They make the quotation about 200 to 28,000 in a year. So they're aiming, they're already in Europe. Majority of them already in Europe. And I think
How many different countries are they coming from?
I think they're coming from, I'm not sure the numbers, but it's a lot of different countries. Because if you remember, before the pandemic, the report, a lot of them came right across Africa, in Iraq and other Middle East countries.
What about Ukraine? What about Ukraine? Is anyone coming from Ukraine, or are they only sending the black ones to Africa?
No, man, there are people from Ukraine. I remember seeing a news clip today that showed that Ukrainians were in the group.
Ukraine are in the group
Yes.
to go to Rwanda.
No, well, they haven't selected the persons to go to Rwanda, but I'm saying they're part of the group of refugees.
Okay.
You need to share
So
that. You're the group's researcher, by the way. Sorry.
I did after I sent you the message earlier, Silver, and I did do some research.
Researcher.
Right. So Jody, the question
it's all on YouTube. I YouTubed and I Google and I watched all the news clips. And you're right, Vita. All these media houses that were presenting the case, they were all white-owned media houses that were presenting the case, and they were the ones analyzing what is happening and what they think.
It was not very clear. And if my brothers in the UK could enlighten us as far as, are they choosing the one from Ukraine? Because we're getting Ukraine's refugees here. So why did they not send them to Africa? And
no, Silburn, you can't. Vita, you can't. No, it's two different situations with two different.
refugees are refugees. Refugees are
Vita,
refugees.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is UK has stated a legitimate reason. If you're
Jody, and
understanding
I
what I'm
understand that,
saying.
but they are still refugees. The bigger picture is they're refugees. So if you are saying refugees, they didn't say refugees from this country or refugees from that country. It's refugees
Yes,
across
they
the board.
did.
they-
No, they said refugees, anybody seeking asylum in a country that is not their own is considered a refugee. All
Correct.
right?
Right.
Right. So I'm saying this is an agreement between the UK and Rwanda. It has nothing to do with the US.
Listen to
And
this.
as I said, it's two countries trying to solve a problem.
Listen
Right,
to
but
this.
I'm saying
Listen to this,
refugees
Vita.
are coming through Africa to
Vita, listen to
UK.
this.
Go ahead.
Vita,
Go ahead.
listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this.
This program will be dedicated to asylum seekers who are already in the UK. For other people who want to come to Rwanda to seek asylum or who want to be refugees in this country, there are existing channels, and those one will be used. Some of the criteria we'll be considering as government of Rwanda will be, let's say, criminal records, for example, and we would prefer not to receive people from neighboring countries, immediate neighbors, like DRC, like Burundi, Uganda, or Tanzania, but those are just some. What we are going to provide with them is just a dignified life with shelter, with skills for them to be able to socio-economically integrate our society, or to have those skills for them to be able to integrate in the country of origin when they decide to go back to.
Okay. That's the. Can you hear me? Oh, sorry. My apologies. I muted in order to hear it properly. Sorry, Vita. Yes.
Right. So that was my question. As far as you have a lot of Ukrainian refugees in UK, and some of them are coming from UK here to the United States. So I'm saying, why were they not saying there instead of here? Because
Okay.
I work with them. I work with them in the medical field. I work with the children. I'm part of a
Did
task
US
force.
say they have a problem? US haven't stated that they have a problem with the
No, Jody,
refugees.
what I'm saying, no, Jody, listen, I'm not saying they have a problem. What I'm saying, why they were sent here. Some of them were sent here. But if there's an agreement with UK and Africa, why wasn't they sent there instead of sending here to the US?
Okay. The deal with the Ukrainians, and Taiwan, we can back this up as well. The deal with the Ukrainians is that British people can invite them and sponsor them into their homes, and the government will pay them. The British people, what, 250 pounds?
Yes, that is correct.
250 pounds or something like that. That is a sort of deal with the Ukrainians, because they're seeing the Ukrainian issue as somewhat temporary. But based on what we are hearing today, over 5 million people or so has left Ukraine, and there's no place for them to go back to because most of the place mashed up at the same time. So I see where you're coming from. But for this specific one, this is dealing with the channel crossing. Ukrainian is not that far, in a sense, in comparison to the people coming from Africa and the Middle East, coming through that treacherous area. The worst
And we
thing
can't put the Ukrainians in the same group either, because you have to understand there's specific, there's real sensitive issues with Ukraine at this point in time. And any country who wants to open their arms to the Ukrainians at this point in time would be sympathetic towards the situation of the war that's happening now. So I don't even think we need to include them in these groups of refugees, because these group of refugees that they're talking about are people who are fleeing from their country to look a better life in the UK. Right? And Rwanda is saying we can offer that better life for you as well as an option. If you listen to the clip, he's saying if you want to seek asylum in Rwanda, we are here, where skills can be provided, jobs can be provided, and an avenue. He did say that.
Yeah, can I just say something, guys? Going back to what we said from the start when I joined the program is about the problem solving. Yes, I think we haven't got all the facts, but from what we have gathered so far, yes, there's agreement being reached between British and Iranian authorities of trying to address a problem, as you rightly say. And I'm of that man. The job I do day to day deal with problem solving, dispute resolution, and we have to look at the problem at hand. We are all going to agree with it. I'll just give you one example what's happened. When the pandemic started in the UK, we have decided to say we want the African Caribbean community in the UK, and Manchester take the lead, to say we want to be a part of the problem solving issue that affecting Black and minority people in the UK. And we did a reasonably good job, to the point where we get direct funding, a special group in Manchester and other group join on later on, to make sure we are central, because we was find ourselves, majority of us was affected because we come frontline workers. And we said we need to be a part of the solution. It worked. So who knows, without knowing the full details, that Rwanda said, wait a minute, you guys have a big problem over there with the refugees and a problem with the smugglers. We want to actually, as Africans, most of these people say from Africa, we want to be a part of problem solving. That's the way I look at it. So we need to, until we get all the details, we need to be strategically around the table. So guys, how can we, as people in the diaspora and other areas looking in, how can we actually support both sides and say, listen, jury's out, but I see what you're trying to do. Let's get behind them, and hopefully we can get to a positive outcome.
Yes, agreed. And I'm coming to England. I'm coming to England, Silburn. So hopefully they will send me to send me down there.
Okay, Vita, and a good point is this: FBA Nigel said refugees can bring problematic behavior through PTSD that Rwanda doesn't have systems for. Now, when I see that there, I am drawn to Richard's point: problem solving. If that's the problem, Vita can solve it, Jody can solve it.
Right there. Jody, we will go down there, the medical side of it, and that's what we will do. We be women in parliament, so Jody, let's go. Because they're going to need a lot of infrastructure to be put in place. And if Boris is paying the pound, Jody, then we can work.
Of course.
And we will
we'll go for twice the price. We'll go for twice the price.
What happened? Once you mention PSD right there, that's a psychological problem that we need a lot of psychiatrists to bring in, right? And the medical side of it. So we got that. So Boris, if you're listening,
we got it covered. We're here. We're here. You just call us. We just, we only fly first class or a jet, and we need an assistant to each.
This is our passion.
Accounts out of talk. Taiwo and Richard. Boris has gotten some great support from Uncanny Quarters, I must say.
I want to go to something Richard said, and that's why we're having this discussion. Let's face it. I mean, I know you've been doing these programs for a while, and obviously you had a passion about addressing issues that affect the community. You wouldn't. I mean, it's time and effort. I know. Sorry.
It's just my crown talking.
Oh, okay. Right. But the point Richard made, is a very good one. And it reminded me of something. Okay. So that comment, by the way, on PTSD is very good. I'll come to that next. But so I've volunteered for a charity here in the UK. They're based in the South, not where I am, that has worked closely with the Home Office, right, on matters to do with immigration. Okay. And this basically, in fact, this is something for everyone on this panel and anyone that knows you, because information is power, and sometimes there are things that are going on that we don't know. I worked with, volunteered with this organization that was working closely with the Home Office. They call it the Community Outreach Team. Do you know that the Home Office, we're talking about something that's in place now, I'm not talking about something futuristic. There is a Community Outreach Team that is part of the Home Office that are basically mandated to sort of be the support arm, not enforcement, but to support people that are in the system one way or another. And it's anonymous. You don't have to give your name. They are not authorized to give advice, because advice has a particular meaning, but they provide information that is powerful. A lot of people are caught up in the system and are trapped by fear. Okay, there are. I mean, we're talking real stories here. This is not some futuristic scheme, right? In fact, it's when I started hearing about the work that I became really curious and just started volunteering and putting flyers out there. I mean, I don't have an immigration insurance money, but I thought people need to know this stuff because word is not getting out there, and it's really down to us here, the community, to put word out. The Home Office hasn't got the resources to sort of do some, multi-million pound marketing on this. No,
We
but they
know our
actually,
community as well. As the writer said, we know our community, and we need actually to give some leverage into decision making and impact on our people. Because as Black people in the diaspora, we understand the system better than those people who come affected by it. If we've been given a chance to, that's when the
yes.
opportunity came. Let's wait a minute. Want to be part of the solution, and we are professional in various different level
Uh,
of skills, and we're able to say to the authority in Greater Manchester and to the government now, take it on board. This way we need to go forward to trying to address the issue.
Yes, and to give credit, where credit is due. You see, we always think of the Home Office, or again, the media. It doesn't matter what the issue is, right? The media is always. I think there's no perfect media anywhere in this world. Let's face it; they're always going to be biased one way or another to one political party. So the media is the media. But we always think of the Home Office as being, they're going around with a big stick trying to round up refugees. We always see the negative narrative. We never really hear the positive narrative. Okay, on the positive side, they actually have charged they have officers charged. Some of them have MBEs charged with reaching out to the community. Okay, so that people that are in the system, because remember now we have the prevent, we have the safeguarding, we
Yeah.
have we don't want people in the system that are suffering, being abused, being radicalized or whatever, just because they're
Trafficking.
going. We don't want that.
Mm.
So they're charged with reaching out so that people know their rights. Okay, and even if you were in the system, and you didn't meet the points or you were facing risk of deportation, there is a human way. We see the inhumane cases of somebody being manhandled on a plane and sent back,
Yeah.
but you know that there are funds to even support people that, okay, they've been here, they're not support their claim was not processed or they didn't get a thumbs up and they have to go back. There are funds to support people. There's a lot of support there if people know about this, that it's there, and to ask for it. But the fact is, a lot of people don't know, and then they operate based on fear. And we in our community, we're very good at empowering people through fear. We're not very good at empowering people through accurate information.
Yeah.
So
Prevent.
what you're saying in Taiwan is that there's a lack of education in many quarters. Okay.
Yes.
And two, there's a lack of education about some of the green, lovely places of Africa
So
we can actually go to. Because
yes.
whenever they talk about like these movies, even this movie called Look Up, they always talk about some green places. Some people say like Jamaica, like Africa. You got these lovely places which are there. And I believe, and that is the reason why I brought this topic. What's wrong with Africa and our self-determination that we can do it, right? We can actually take care of ourselves. We can be, I'm hearing a serious feedback there. I don't know if somebody has something on there. There is this level of sustenance that we can do. And when I hear about like the point which was mentioned earlier about the UK trafficking persons back to Africa, I find it concerning at the same time because a lot of persons, a lot of persons who are of a Pan-Africanist perception or persuasion, I would thought that they would be jumping on this because they don't like Africa. They don't like the UK. They cuss the UK. They say the UK is a racist country. And at the same time,
It is.
They will jump to,
It's a racist country.
In the words of the great Bob Marley, we all have to learn to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. And I think that is the biggest biggest obstacle that we face, even as Black people, as African descents, that we ourselves have not been emancipated mentally and economically, that we do not see the progress that even the land from which we came has made. It has blinded us to seeing progress, to seeing hope, because according to us, we have been enslaved and we are still enslaved. If you look into, and I want us to go research this,
Jody,
look at
you
the
are going to research
economic
and guide
growth,
us.
look at the economic growth of the areas of Africa which has grown vastly. Let me tell you, when I look at the statistics for Rwanda, a 7% growth every single year in the
Yes.
last 20 years
Yes.
in agriculture, in economics, in skills. That is remarkable for a country that came from genocide. You getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
Can't we just see the positivity in that
Yes.
and rather think of it as dumping, or we're giving people other options. We're saying, hey, this is a country that is growing too. This is a time when you can seek asylum in this country while it is on the brink of growing, because
Yes.
it is going to be vast. It's going to be the next Dubai, according to
Yes.
Lester. You getting what I'm saying? But
Yes.
getting there, I'm going to talk like a network marketer now because I did learn the jargon. Getting there while it is growing, getting there while it is building. You don't want to get in there when it has built and you can't get in.
And don't leave money on the
Getting there
table.
while it is growing.
Right.
And don't leave
I
money on the
agree
table.
with you, Jody.
And don't leave money on the table. Exactly. You're just
I
giving
agree.
people another option.
I agree with you, Jody, and that's why we need to go there and do our dispensary. but Jody,
We need to go do a lot of business, Vita.
but the funny thing about it is that, Jody, is that if we can push the narrative as the positiveness of Africa and the growing, that it's growing, and join now and don't join, and Scotty, I'm not giving power to white people. I'm just stating the facts. It is what it is. I live in America as a Black woman. It takes me years to fight and to go through a lot of a situation, to survive as a Jamaican here. So I know what I'm talking about when I talk about white people. I work with them, I live with them. You understand? And the fact I'm talking about history where we were taken. Taiwa, I don't know if I pronounce your name correct. You might not have that DNA in you if you travel to the UK from Africa, because there's a different DNA in the Africans that travel to the UK or travel to the US. There's a different DNA. These are kings and queens that chose to travel instead of was brought here. My foreparents, I'm from Jamaica. My foreparents was forced to go to Jamaica. And we're the rebellious one. We were thrown off. You hear the story. But the fact is that we have that rebellious stuff in us that we fight for what we want. So there's the different Black people that fight. In America, it's very tough for a Black woman, for a Black person. So when I talk about what white people have done or is doing, I know what I'm talking about, Scotty. Until you show your face about coming on the show, don't talk to me about white people. Anyways, let me
All right, listen, and another point there, and I just want to move this
He's
on
back.
quickly.
He's back. What is he drinking?
Wait, hold on. Let's
He went for the expensive stuff.
I want to. We're on the last 10 minutes here, and I want to just bring up this point here, and it goes back to self determination. The former Prime Minister of Jamaica, Taiwo, PJ Patterson, renounced the Privy Council position that he had, because he said it's time now for Jamaica to become a republic. It's time now to remove the shackles of the crown of Jamaica back. Yes. And so he's setting the stage, even though many people say, well, PJ, you get everything ready already, and you say it now because you're dry up. But the point about it, he's actually setting the stage to say that he's actually
you dry up. Eat a bun, man. Can you get bun?
And at the same time, while that is happening now, the Jamaican government is getting entangled with the Commonwealth. Want to put someone up to lead the Commonwealth. And the more I think about this, I say, what is the Commonwealth? It's like a replica, a relic of the past. It is like the Queen at the head of it still and saying, these were our subjects, are our subjects, these are the remnants. And I'm saying, why are we getting entangled when at the same time we upstaged Prince William and his wife and said, we're moving away from the Queen, we're letting the Queen go. But at the same time, you are getting entangled again with the same relics of the past. Aren't we at the point where we can say self-determination, that we can do it? We don't have to keep looking back behind us. I just
emancipating yourself mentally. We have not gotten there, Silburn. The problem, we do not know who we are independently of all of these things because it is still engraved in us mentally. I'm telling you, we're holding on to systems that were put in place to hold us in a certain mind frame.
Good, Jody. Wait, Lisa, and Vita, you're gonna say something, and then
I was gonna say that it's a political arena, and until we are the Republican of Jamaica, we still have to play the game. So we say, whether we do it now, if we're starting to do it now, the fact
frustrated with you.
He just kissed me. Hold on, he just kissed me. Hold on, let's start. Kiss again, boy. Kiss again. Hold on, let's start in the neck.
How far is the Netherlands from the US now? How far is the Netherlands from the US?
Until we become, if it take 1 year, 2 years, or 5 years, until we become the Republican, we still have somebody in the game, and we have to play the game, and we're gonna be the best at our game. So until then, we're going to have the best to represent Jamaica and the Caribbean until we become a Republican. So for right now, we're going to put our best because we are the best and we have the best person to be that secretary in the Commonwealth. So until we're going to keep on kissing, because that's what we're doing. So we're going to keep on kissing the Queen ass until we can kick it. So therefore, it is what it is. We're going to play the game. You understand? Because you have players out there and have coach, and we are teaching them how to play this game.
Okay,
I'm going to pass it down to you.
Vita.
Yes, sir.
The best analogy I can use in a situation, right? Mm-hmm. It is with you. You have now assumed a position, right, in an all-white institution, right, where you're the first black person to assume the role there, right? Mm-hmm. You cannot bring up any other black person until you are a part of the system, until you are a part of the change, until you are part of the power structure.
Exactly.
Why are we? Remember, you know, even though Camille and I get the secretary position, yet, you know, Jamaica is still a part of the Commonwealth.
We are.
Jamaica benefit from being a part of the Commonwealth. Correct. Right? And we travel to Commonwealth countries, with the exception of the United Kingdom, visa free, right? So there are benefits from being a part of the Commonwealth.
Visa free?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a Commonwealth.
I have a Commonwealth passport.
Silver, the Commonwealth passport, Silver.
That's what you have a Commonwealth passport for.
Has Jamaica got a Commonwealth passport?
Yes. I have a Commonwealth passport.
You can go to the UK without visa?
No, not the UK.
Then that's what I'm trying to say.
But
other places.
But I just said that.
I just said that. And I'm a U.S. citizen. I have my U.S. passport. I still travel on my Commonwealth. Who gonna tell me I can't? I'm not letting go of Jamaica.
But until it's just like a lot of black men in America and in the UK, right, and in Canada are sent to certain boards on Harvard or Yale. Are these things because once you're part of the power structure, you can make changes to represent your people, right? So it is not holding on to holding on to a relic.
Vita, I'm gonna mute you.
Nobody meet me tonight.
Please, don't mean that.
Silver,
May I beg you, please?
Silver, I disagree with the notion of we are hold on to the UK,
Relics
or
of
we
the
are hold on
past.
the relics of the past. No, because guess what? At the end of the day, regardless what USA want to say, London are the financial capital of the world. London, right? London still run things predominantly in the world, right? And that are facts.
Why are
But
we trying to remove? Why are we trying to remove the Queen as the head of state? Why are we trying?
no, no,
Why are we
no.
trying to get Republic?
Hold on.
I'm just asking that question.
Hold on. Let me answer that. Come here, me a part of the Jamaica Labour Party, right?
Oh, you're speaking for the government.
No, 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 no. I am not speaking. I am not. I am not. I am not an officer of the party. I am not a minister. I am not speaking on behalf of the party or the government. I merely mentioned I'm a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. I have access the information minister Mabreji. What I'm saying to you is that we say, and we have been saying, because Portia said and PJ said that we're gonna move away, right?
Never
I'm
did.
telling you, right? This is a long process to come, right?
What is a long process to come?
To move away from the Queen, it's not.
Why
But you
is
know
it
that,
not-
Silver.
No,
Because it's not.
don't say
Because we are
Silver.
entrenched. We're entrenched.
What did
But I'm trying to
Barbados
answer
do?
you,
What
sir.
did Barbados do, even though they have not gone to the full length?
Barbados thing is ceremonial. Ceremonial.
Listen, it's a process. So why don't we even go? Listen. I hear what you're saying, and I hear you speaking for the party, But as far as I'm concerned, if we mean business, let us mean business. We stand up and we tell the Queen, her grandson, hey, but let's tell hear me out now, Bridget. We are moving away from the Queen.
Agreed.
Portia said, I am the Queen, right? Everybody's saying this is the way forward. There's no opposition from the PNP. There's no opposition from even the UIC. The UIC would be your cheerleader.
Forget about the UIC.
No. We got to give respect due.
I respect them, but come on.
The point about what I'm trying to say is that it's either we are ready for self-determination or not. Is it either we are ready to emancipate ourselves totally or not? That's all I'm trying to say. Because
But Silver.
hang on. Jamaica has a way of kicking the can down the road. It's just like when they talk about overseas voting. Whether we do it or not, come to a resolution and deal with the issue.
But it's a process, though.
Where's the process? Vita, that process.
But Silver, yeah, but you're not.
Ask that question. Richard,
Silver, but you're not being. Silver, are you being practical, Silver? Are you being real?
I'm being very practical because
no,
I'm
you're
not.
But Silver. Hold on, Vita. Let me take him on. Right? Silver, I respect your opinion, right? But you're saying that let's just change the process. So we're gonna come out of the monarchy system and take up a republican system. Is a white system same way?
Lester, the point I'm trying to say is that if we say we're going to
hold on. Have you acknowledged? No, hold on, Silver. No. Counselor, have you acknowledged that, sir? That the Republican system is a white system also.
And that is a point that
no. My learned friend. All I'm asking you a question, sir. My learned friend. My learned friend, please. Is a question. Is the Republican system also a white creation also?
And it is a white creation, but
thank you very much, sir.
But hold on, we do not even have to accede to it. We can create our own thing if we want to, but we are afraid of self-determination.
But Silver, may I ask you a question though? And I'm gonna go back to your learned self as my Mr.
I'm learning each day.
Learning each day, don't we all? But the fact is that I have written a lot of policies, right? And even when I've written the policy, I have to take the policies to sometime 5 different committees, and then I have to go to certain boards to present it. It takes time. I remember it took me 3 years. 3 years to get the policy passed, right? At where I am working right now. 3 years for the policy to pass. Andrew call. But the, but the fact is that it took me 3 years in a corporation to get a policy passed. I have to write rewritten road change for the policy. You're talking about a country that have to move away. No, with Barbados, it's not yesterday that they have that policy going and looking at it. It took years for them to go through their policy.
Peter, the point is this.
Yeah.
No one is saying it's going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
I'm saying start the process. Get the process going.
But it has started, Silver.
Where? Tell me
Oh,
how.
you
Where?
want the details?
Yes, please.
You're not that privy right now. Lester is. You're not. You're not that privy right now. Lester have the information. And
No, but Silver, Silver is not being.
I tell you why it hasn't started yet. Because what they have simply in place is a minister who is responsible for that area. And she said it won't happen at this time of the 60th, right? And they're trying to get the process going. As far as I'm concerned, it has not started yet. But they are putting motion in place.
No.
Guys, listen.
Okay, listen. Let Richard speak.
Listen, you talk about policy. Before I set my business 12 years ago, I was a policy and a performance and policy advisor. And the reason I bring that into the equation, if you intend to change something, you have to create a roadmap. That is part of the initial consultation process. So the point that Kilburn is raising is correct. If Jamaica is serious, if there's a political will there, irrespective of which party is serious at moving to a republic, they should start the roadmap. Yes, it may not happen 2-3 years as a right said Vita, but we the public need to know that there's a political will in which to go down that route. Start the process. Not say, yes, we're going to think about that, we're going to do that, and you're going to use other platforms to try to raise an issue. Say to the public, in Jamaica, in the diaspora, and internationally, Jamaica is going down that route together to achieve self-determination, and the process starts from now.
Richard,
that's what we are looking for.
Richard, it started. The fact that why would you think the Prime Minister will go to the Queen grandson, because that's kind of referred to, and say to him that this is what we're doing? Do you think that the fact that he say that is have not started? The fact is that, as I said, as a policy, I have to write policy. There's structures around it. There's criteria to be made. There's stuff that you have to look at, the criteria, what needs to be done. Yeah. No, sometimes I don't have 100% the factors. So you have to do a lean project. You have to look at the pros and cons. Why would I come to the government and give them that information if I'm not, again, you said you're a policy solver. You solve problems. No, I have to make sure the policy and every situation is there, the criteria. So when this problem arises, I can solve it. Okay. Why would I give you information that I don't have 100% access to as far as what will be solved?
Okay, Richard, the point that Richard mentioned right there, and I'll just sort of finish off with it, is that I had a guest, which was Matunda Makula, and he clearly set out the process. It's 2/3 majority within the two houses, the upper house and the lower house. And then you go to the people and get a referendum. The point that Richard is saying is that when something is started, there's not no secret deal between Lester and the minister. Whoa. Hear me out, please. Because I do get fed up sometimes when people talk about them know that minister, blah, blah, blah. This is like, it's like a local dolly shop I go on. Some banger and some kangaroo thing I go on. It's not supposed to be some private conversation. If Jamaica is dealing with some, come to the people and say to the people of Jamaica, after that discussion where I spoke to William and I spoke to Kate, this is what we are doing now. We are going to start the process, and this is what's going to happen starting today.
Yeah.
So you're saying publish something so we can see it. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, timelines. This is how long this takes. This is how long. I get what you're saying, Silburn. But is it always practical?
Agree. Transparency is very important. You need to be more transparent.
No secret deal between Lester and the minister.
But there is no secret deal. There is no secret between Lester and nothing. What Lester was saying is that there are some information that you're privy to that you are not. That's what
some people like to feel special in a Silburn. Don't step on the toe. They like to feel special.
No,
Don't step on their toes.
I would like a chance to respond,
Okay,
right?
Lester, go ahead. Go ahead.
When I see my learned friend, counselor over there is saying stuff that I didn't say. I didn't say that the information minister shared any governmental or cabinet secrets with me. I never said that. All I highlighted is that this gentleman and I are friends. That's all I highlighted to show you that I have access, right? But what I'm saying, Silbert, I understand what you're saying. Barbados is a very poor example to use because they still don't have a directly elected leader, right? They don't. They don't have a directly elected Senate. So these are some of the things. Our constitution, our parliament, everything is very entangled, right? Remember, Silbert, we took almost 15 years or 16 years to create a policy that we can agree on for our new ID. One new ID system, it takes about 15 or 18 years to create. So our whole new parliamentary system, we're gonna come with, if it just happen overnight, so no. What I understand about what Andrew said publicly is that we are going to look at the political process, how the unions are gonna fit in, right? How the government sector are gonna fit in, how the Senate are gonna fit in. Are we going to have a directly elected Senate, or we're going to keep the same Senate format? There's many variables to the situation that we have to look at, right? So it's not get one stop your finger and we have a new system of government.
Yeah. Lester, point taken. And I tell you what, we're going to write a letter to the government and say from Stock and Sip, he needs some answers and some response and some solutions. All right? Taiwo, welcome to the club. This is what happens at the end.
Wow, this has been. Is it like this every week? I only tune in once in a blue moon, but I feel this needs to become your permanent panel. Discussing all and any issue.
Vita, you're so sure. How come you have so much hats?
We have a variety of hats. We have a variety of drinks.
These are my crown jewels. The queen. The only queen I serve is me. You make Lester bag of bunny pills today.
Seriously, Sid, this needs to be a permanent fixture. I told you you're giving Andrew Neil a run for his money.
You need to send him last week clips, Silburn. No, last week. Oh, Vita, last week was the bomb, man.
Oh,
girl,
really?
What did he discuss
last week? Was fire.
I mean, like, I got so many reviews on the clips that I posted that I'm like, oh my god. Girl, hold on. There we go.
Okay. And Taiwo.
Well, I haven't got any. Look, we need some endorsement deals now. I mean, all this free.
I've been saying that for a while. We need some endorsement deals.
I don't know who.
We need to support our product.
Of Italia is. Okay. So that's how you do it. I'm learning. Okay.
Well, Vita definitely has set the stage for us to get a crown sponsorship very soon. Because she's going
listen, this is such an international panel. Sorry to cut you in. This needs. We have Lester representing in Rotterdam. We have Vita in Baltimore. We have Jody Marie. You're somewhere in Jamaica, right? Is that correct?
Yes, I'm in Jamaica.
Richard in Manchester. I'm in South Yorkshire in the UK.
Taiwo's giving a summary. What are you saying, Taiwo? You're breaking it down.
I'm saying, this is an international panel that needs to become a permanent fixture of your program now. I was saying to Lester earlier, I was in Rotterdam. I mean, you've taken me back to literally 20 years ago, because that's when I was in Papendrecht working, and I went to all the Drecks in the Netherlands, the Zwijndrecht, the Dordrecht, the Underwijks, the Brunswijk, and and all of that. So
what are you guys doing for Easter?
Just reminded me of
what are you guys doing for Easter?
Working.
Just chilling. So
You sure you want me? You sure you want me to answer that?
I'm scared. I think I might have
No,
to-
Vita is on a break and she's not Jewish, so we know what she's not. We know what she's not doing. Let us not ask what she's going to do. She's not Jewish, so we know she's not. So she's not going to be worshiping over this Easter at all. So
I'll be worshiping. I'll be on my knees. I'll be worshiping.
I know you'll be Vita. Oh Lord! You need forgiveness. I need to introduce you to Jesus.
Vita,
I need to introduce you to Jesus.
Vita,
And I'm
have some
afraid to
holy
introduce
If a
you.
white Jesus don't bring him, come here. If a white Jesus don't do
Vita,
it. Huh?
Huh?
Vita,
Yes.
Vita.
Yes, sir.
I have some holy water to sprinkle on you while you're on your knees.
Okay, all right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so
Have a
much.
wonderful evening, guys. This is where I live.
Listen,
Richard, thank you so much for joining.
Taiwan, it was such a pleasure. And
Vita,
Pleasure
Nice
meeting all of
meeting you.
you.
send closing.
Mr.
Nice
Vita.
meeting you,
Davis,
Jody. We
Mr.
hope to see you
Davis,
again.
guys, filling me up,
it's a pleasure
Richard,
meeting
nice
you
having
guys.
you.
Okay, guys. Thank you, Richard. Thank you.
And we are fun people. We just behave badly sometimes when we have
Bye,
some
Richard.
Yeah. We are labor right too. We are labor right too.
and we are labor right.
No, just speak for yourself.
I don't understand. Do you understand what the term labor right means?
I can't hear you, Sid.
Do you understand what the term labor right means when let's say they are labor right? Do you understand that?
Oh no, I don't.
That means that we are the ruling party and we are the best. Join us.
Okay, right.
Mm.
Okay.
Taiwo, that means to
I
say-
suggest you stay where you are and stand your ground because you do not know what you're going to get yourself involved
What I'm
in.
thinking of is that even though you're not Jamaican, you've never been to Jamaica, but they're inviting you to be a part of the party.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm
Leave it
taking up
party
the
now.
offer.
But Tyro,
When do I need to pack my suitcase?
we're also inviting you to be a part of the change, a part of prosperity, a part of positivity. We
Oh,
welcome
thank
you.
A part
Right?
of a,
Yeah,
a
I
part
understand.
of a loving country that
Yes.
love our country. And when sometimes when we get so passionate, we call it dirty, we call it everything. It's in a loving way because we
That
love
is
each other.
of
Every time,
course, of course.
Ty, you see, how
of
Lester
course.
was kissing on me because he know I was a labor right. He know I was
Exactly.
the leading party. He know I'm about
Right.
progress. He know I'm about prosperity.
Yes.
Join us if you need
And you
prosperity,
demonstrated
join
that
us.
very well tonight. So thanks for having me and for welcoming me. I mean,
Taiwo, listen, thank you so much for coming tonight, Taiwo.
it's a pleasure.
And we,
But Tyrone, question, Tyrone. Tyrone, where are your roots from?
I must say your camera and everything is so sharp.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's a.
Yeah, you have to send me some technology tips. You are so sharp.
Yes, well, yeah,
Your background
I
is
mean,
pretty good.
Yeah, working it a little bit. You know, this is.
Hey, Ty, just Zell me or WhatsApp me or Vimo me or
That's the
Okay,
crown
well,
talking. I
unfortunately,
swear.
the chat
That's
is
the crown
locked. So
talking.
Sid, you have to give you have to share my WhatsApp number because I can't put anything. The chat
Taiwo,
here is locked.
I'll share that. I'll share that.
Yeah, maybe.
So I was asking Tyrone. What are your roots? Where are your roots from?
So I'm of Nigerian origin.
Are you from Lagos? Are you from Lagos?
I spent some time in Lagos. I
Okay.
could say I'm from there, but my parents are not. Like my parents were not born in Lagos, but they're from that region. So
Okay.
the city of Abeokuta, and then my mom
Okay.
slightly further inland from Akure. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they came
Yeah,
here.
but
in
we
the
like
60s.
him. We can induct him. He's all right. His
Alright,
DNA is not that hard as far as ours.
Yeah, and we like the Super Eagles. We like the Eagles. The Super
Yes,
Eagles are
our
good.
football team. Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
very good.
Taiwo's been my mate for many years. Many years.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Stuff like that. Okay, Taiwo, listen, I want to wish you good night. All right?
Thank you. Good night,
Okay.
everyone.
Take
Nice
care,
meeting you
Taiwo.
all.
Take care,
See you
everyone.
again soon.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Taiwo,
Me
Bye
not
now.
ready for left yet.
Share
Where we
my
go? Where we
info,
go?
Sid.
Me not ready for left yet. Let's talk Jamaican.
Okay. You guys okay though, yeah?
I guys, listen. Did you hear the Silverberg sent us a video eating grapes? And let me tell you what happened. Did
Was
you
it
guys-
a video or a photo?
No, it's a video.
A
And
video.
This is him eating grapes. Eat your auto. And I said, what with this sound, dude? Am I wrong, Silver?
Oh,
Find it. I'm trying to find where that video is. Where is it?
Play the video that you sent to us. And I mean, I know that my mind is
I think I just slid past it because I thought it was just
Yes.
a picture.
No. All I saw was silver mouth and grapes and stuff.
And the grapes, I just
Okay.
slid past
Play
it.
without looking at it. Just play without
Okay,
looking
no.
at it. Just listen to
Okay,
it and
no.
don't play. I have somebody listen to it. I said, listen to this.
I think it was deleted. I can't find it.
Vita. Wait, let me see Vita. Let me see labor and then with them something.
Silver, I said,
Let me go find the video. It's in the group.
Yeah, it's in the group. Me say, come and see it. Up to now, me not click on it. You know, I the chat.
No,
with
that's what
Vita
I'm saying.
about
I
him out.
thought it was a picture. I just slid past it because I thought it was just a morning picture that showing us eating grapes.
no, and then he said,
No.
eat your heart out.
I was
Silver, did your wife see that video?
I was in the garden. I was just eating the grape.
Did your wife see that video, Silver?
I was
That you posted to the world?
Yeah, show it, Silver. Show
I
it.
can't find it. I think it's deleted.
Yeah, conveniently.
Okay.
Go back to the WhatsApp group.
Okay. In the fun Instagram.
Yes,
So he's. Are you serious?
Me say,
Jody, I swear to you.
No, I need to find this.
Guys, if you look at my text, I said, what with the sound?
no, but when I Vita, you see me, but I'm over press for it. You know, when we see, yeah, you may say no, sir. This looks scary. Me not press for it.
No, I just thought it was. I thought it was a picture. I just slid past it.
No, I
So Bernie, I'm going with you.
I listened to it. And I bust out laughing. I said, dude, what with the sound? And then he said, eat your heart out. I said, oh Lord.
Killed you, man. No, it's not on his. It's not on his Instagram.
Look here, no, man. Me
It's
say,
in talking tip. It's in talking tip.
it's not a group.
Oh.
It's not a group.
All right. Okay, listen to this. I'm serious. Listen. Silver, I know you have to go, but because you're afraid of bun, Silver, so me know say you have to go. John, you don't see. John,
I'm not seeing it.
Hold on. I'm going to play it right now. Because I have somebody listen to. I said, listen to this. Hold on. He didn't send it to just me. He deleted it? No.
No, it's still there.
Silver, you deleted it?
It's no big deal. I was just eating a grape. Yeah.
Silver, where is it? No. Hey, Silver, you sent me so much videos, man.
It was. Where is it?
I went hiking today, guys. I had a beautiful time hiking. Woo! It's summer again. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful outside. I can't find it. Unbelievable.
I found it. I'll show you. You found it?
You say you found it, play it.
Wow, you guys are so.
What?
So horrible.
Pragmatic see stuff, details oriented, pay attention to details. Go on.
I got.
Yes.
Jordan, me send it to you, Jordan.
Where's the sound, Silver? Play sound.
Oh, I'm hearing the sound.
Take your sound off. There's no sound. Wait, you took the sound off?
No, I heard it. But because he was playing the music, I heard the sound.
Take the music off, Silver, and play. I'm serious. Take the music off.
Mm-mm.
It's Saturday.
guys are funny.
I can't believe it.
And then he said, eat your heart out.
Eat your heart out.
It's time for somebody to eat my heart out for a minute.
All right.
Making all them sounds, Vito.
You're a researcher. Don't let them poison your mind because you need to focus. You need to do research and focus.
Jody is a researcher, but Jody still have common sense.
Jody, those sounds are reserved for your private quarters. I don't know why it come out to the public.
Let's go. And the sound gets deeper on the second one.
Thank you, Jody. And not only that,
and then he goes, and then he goes, eat your heart out.
Well, and then Vita, and then you walk, don't you know?
And then he's like, who wants it? And he went like, well done, my friend. You're from Porsche. I love you. Well done, I'm so proud of you.
Silver, look here. We're not judgmental here. We're all inclusive. We welcome, you know.
We love you and we appreciate you.
No, man. No wonder hold me. Huh? I laughed till my belly button cramp up.
Anyway,
so Silver, hold on, Silver. Let's ask you, Silver. Did your wife give you any bun?
Oh God! And you know the sad thing about me being in America. You know the sad thing about me being in America is that I cannot find a place I could go find a bun or cheese. So
I brought bun for you. I brought HTB bun. I don't normally eat Easter bun, but I bought it. Here, how you gonna get it? You want it? Come catch it. Catch it.
But better ask Silver if your wife give bun.
The correct answer is yes, with cheese.
With cheese, yes. You got a sandwich. Just tell us, no man. Just tell us that you got it with cheese. You got a sandwich. Just tell us you got a sandwich.
A sandwich, Jody. You
come on, Silver. We're a big man, Silver. Silver, me get bun. I don't know if you get bun, Silver.
You're bait. You're like Zelensky. You're like Zelensky on the going around the world and telling everybody that they want a weapon.
I mean, when I get bun. I mean, when I get bun.
You're like Zelensky. You're like Zelensky, the Ukrainian president.
You're better, you're no fisherman.
Have a wonderful evening. Love you guys. Happy Easter.
Yeah. By the way, you can't in Jamaica now is lots of what? When is it? Jamaica's holiday right up to Monday, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Holiday up to Monday.
Easter Monday, that's where we used to fly kites, right?
The last time
they don't do that anymore in St. Anne.
We used to go to the beach and fly kites.
Yeah, and then they used to have the kite festival in St. Anne that we used to go to.
No. The kite festival is tomorrow. Kim Brown Lawrence is putting on the kite festival tomorrow.
Oh, seriously?
In Brownstown. Yes, in Brownstown.
In Brownstown, new location?
Brownstown. Yeah,
where in Brownstown?
On the Brownstown football field. I'll send
me the info. Because we're used to it being at Prairie. And then everybody's been asking me about it, and I'm saying I haven't heard anything about it in years.
I'm Brownstown it tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow then.
All right, send me the link.
All right, guys, have a blessed one and stay safe.
Peace out.
Stay safe, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye. Take care. Okay, guys. Well, listen. It was a great one. It's a great night. I love my heart out. Anyway, remember to like and subscribe. A long show we had tonight. Very interesting topic. What is wrong with Africa and self-determination? I believe by listening to it, you hear different views, different ideas, and different thinking. And I'm sure this discussion will continue. And I'm sure more is going to continue regarding the Commonwealth, the Republic. And these are serious issues that we talk about here on Talk and Sip in a lovely, jovial, and nice atmosphere with friends. Okay, thanks to Taiwo for joining tonight. Thank you for Richard for joining tonight. Lester, Vita, and Jody. D, Scotty, as usual, thank you for coming on. And those on Instagram as well, thank you for coming on. Have a good night. God bless you, and have a great Easter. Peace out.